All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Women in Power. We're going to talk today about all things about powerful women, and we will definitely, I'm gonna take my hair down because I don't want people to think I don't have no hair. We're gonna talk about all things about women in power, and then I'm just going to share with you so many different tips about the differences between self esteem, self worth, and then we're going to talk about self confidence as well. So, those things matter. And I want to just share with you the importance of joining us here in Women in Power. So, first of all, who am I? I am Dr. Andrea Blue. I am the CXO and Executive Director of B&J Enterprises, LLC, where Blue Pathways as and Paramount Recruitment Agency are housed. Now, Blue Pathways is all about mentorship, nurturing the heart, mind, body, and soul of the woman and girl of color, because I can relate to being a woman as well as a girl of color, and I know how that is. And so I want you to have those tips and tricks and support as you continue your journey, and let you know that you are not alone, that there is someone that has come through this journey, this life just like you. And I want to make sure that you have someone that is walking alongside you so that you can avoid those pitfalls, right? Because we know that when life hits us, welcome everyone, welcome on in. So we know that as life hits us and things happens to us, I want to just tell people that they can join in the conversation. And as life hits us and we begin to go on this journey, we don't need to do it alone, right? So you need to have someone that has walked this path before and understands exactly where you're headed. So I will be here with you for about, anywhere between now and 60 minutes or less, until I, decide I feel like I get my point across, or we have expressed what we need to talk about moving forward. Okay. So I wanted to share with you, this is the Blue Pathways Women in Power Masterclass. This is a class that I designed by, going through my experiences and my woes in life and my highs and lows. So, this is a culmination of all the things that I've gone through and how I have come across working with other women so that I can help you to level up. So, if you take a look at this information here, this is all about, we're seeking to work with qualified, if you're seeking to work with a qualified coach. Now, there's so many people out here saying that I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, but they really are not, because they have not gone through it. That's why I have the letters behind my name, CXO, because that's my experience. Those are the things that I've gone through. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about things that I have not experienced myself. And once I do, and if it's great, I'm going to tell you about it. If it's not so great, I'm definitely going to tell you about it. And if it's a hurdle that I'm going through, I'm not even going to discuss it, right? Because I have to come through it first before I can, tell you what the journey is, right? So, so we care about your success. I understand that exactly where you are. I understand the pain that you're going through. I know how it is to work those multiple jobs, and then at the end of the day, you just don't have the funds to meet those needs. But there's still needs that need to be met, right? And so you cannot stop. You have to keep going. And alone, you have little face to take care of. So if you have children that are looking at you, hey, I'm hungry, mom, or I need something. So especially if they're in sports, oh my goodness, my children's played sports. So that was already something that I had to deal with too. So, but we came through it, and I can give you some tips and tricks on how to do that too. If you are have a child that's in sports, there are so many different avenues so that it won't be a burden on you. Okay. So I would love to share more about that. In Blue Pathways, we offer you all the different levels in what we do. We have workshops, we have conferences, we have summits, we have retreats. We have a lot of things to build up your self-worth. That is exactly what we're talking about. The definition of self-worth, okay? So I like to talk about that today because I want to tell you what the differences are between different topics, right? Because some of us we don't understand what it is when it comes to like self-worth and what does that mean. So some of us are in relationships and we want someone to love us the way that we want to be loved or the way that we deserve, we feel like we deserve to be loved. But you're not going to find that in another person, especially when you're not loving on yourself. Okay. So we're going to talk about the meaning of self-worth and self-value. So when you think about a jewel that you have, right? You think about that jewel as having worth. So you protect it, you polish it, you put it away. You think about, okay, well, I don't want anybody to hurt it or anything like that. So the difference between you as the jewel when it comes to self-worth versus self-esteem, self-worth is a feeling that you are a good person who deserves to be treated with respect. That is your self-worth, right? You know that, hey, if you're not talking to me right, you're not treating me right, I deserve better and I'm going to get better, right? And your self-esteem is something different. Your self esteem comes from what we think and feel and believe about ourselves. So if we have someone that is treating us like, you know what, when you walk through the door, I open the door for you. You make me feel all these amazing things. So therefore I love myself even more, right? Because I hold myself to a higher regard because I know that I deserve these things. So a little bit of worth and esteem kind of come in together in that example there. But your self-esteem is what you believe to be. So so many times we've gone through things as women, right? We know the stories of our women that have gone through abusive situations, molestation. So many times women have their children taken away and things happen to them. And, as we're going through this abortion thing right now, so many things happen to women every day that we never even put voice to. We never say anything about it. We never tell anyone our stories, and therefore we kind of beat ourselves down so much. I can guarantee you when you look in the mirror, because I do it often too, I have to catch myself that when I look in the mirror, I always find some flaw with myself, right? Now, there are a lot of times when I look in the mirror and I'm like, Dr. Blue, you look good. Okay. There are a lot of days that I do, but then there's some days that I look in the mirror and I'm like, girl, you got pimple over here, you got scar over there. And then, you start looking at yourself. You're like, man, I didn't look like this before. What happened? But then you start beating yourself up. You have those records playing in your head saying to you, oh my goodness, I'm not good enough. And your worth can be connected to your esteem because when you feel low about yourself, you don't feel like you're worthy, right? So I want to stop by my dear sister, right? That you are not only worthy, but you are definitely held in high esteem. And I want to build up your confidence. I want to help build up your self-confidence so that when somebody comes by and they say something to you, that you it's just like a duck, you let it roll off your back, right? And your self-worth and your self-esteem, your self-confidence, a lot of these things come from things that our parents have said to us. I remember when I used to be called a name when I was little, and with me that name just kind of it stayed with me. It bothered me because it wasn't anything nice. It was degrading. It was a put down, and I felt it and I lived in it a lot of my life. But then one day I woke up and I was like, you know what? I don't care what they say about me. I like me. And I had to realize that, you know what? You are okay. There is nothing wrong with you. You have some quirks about yourself, some things that you just don't like to deal with or tolerate, and that's okay. We all have our limits, right? But when we find our self-worth and we start realizing that our voice matters and our voice is valuable, right? Then we find that ability to get up and say, you know what, I want to try it one more time. We find that ability and we put forth that effort and say, you know what, I couldn't yesterday, but I can today. I will do it again. And then you will notice that you'll be performing like never before because you're not looking at what other people saying about you, holding you standard, because you are your own measuring tape. We're not letting people be our measuring tape against ourselves. Our self-worth will increase, right? And it's not anything that Dr. Blue can give you. If a lot of us are coming and seeking that closure from our parents and our mothers and our fathers, that validation will never come, okay? Even if they were to sit down with you and say, hey Mary, I am sorry for all the things that I've ever done to you, that validation and that worthiness will never come from them. That is something that is from inside. So if you are today, my dear sister, waiting for that validation of once this person apologizes to me, then I'll feel okay. I'll be all right. You're going to still feel the same way. Why? Because your esteem is connected to your worth and it's connected to your confidence. And when you stop giving these things away to people, then you'll start to realize that I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I am worthy, not because I have the big head, but I'm worthy. I'm worthy of my blessings. I'm worthy to live in this beautiful space. I'm worthy to be happy. I'm worthy to know that I have raised my children to the best of my ability. And when our kids come back and tell us, hey, mom, you didn't do it as good as Becky or Lananda, you didn't do as good as Lananda. Okay, well, I'm not trying to do it like her. I did it to the best of my ability. And then when we start to embed those things into our self worth, well, maybe I could have been a better mother. Well, think about it, honey. Either you was going to work or you was going to be broke. And the kids was going to be hungry looking at you upside your head. Okay. So you had to make a choice. You're worthy. Stop beating yourself up about those things. And then also, your self worth is embedded in your appearance. If you wake up in the morning, women, and you walk out the house and you have that bonnet on your head, well, I'm just going to drop the kids off. No, honey. Your self worth is connected to the way that you show up to the world. If you feel like, okay, well, I can put this on and it doesn't bother anybody, yes, it does. Because if your children never tell you or your loved ones never tell you, they treat you a little bit differently because they know that you're not going to hold yourself to be worthy and you're going to be walking around any kind of way. And one day get up, put your lip gloss on, honey, put your best little outfit on that you got, and walk out your door. Okay, go to the store. Trust me on this. Dr. Blue is not a liar. Trust me, people will treat you differently because you hold yourself to be worthy and you're showing that I have esteem of myself. They will open doors for you. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. But when we walk around like we don't care about our appearance and we just show up any type of coming out of our homes, even around the house, I have to catch myself too. Since this COVID, I'm like, girl, you better get up and get cute. What you doing? You got to get cute. Come on now, Dr. Blue. Get it together. right? So we have to realize that also our net worth, the money that we have, our income, the financial assets and things like that, that is connected to our self-worth as well. Because if we're always walking around and we have lack and we don't have enough to always take care of things, those things bear on our self-worth and we feel like something is wrong with us. But no, it may be your time to realize that maybe I can't buy that Birkin purse. Maybe I can't buy those red bottoms this time. Maybe I have to wait and I have to save some money, right? And when I'm talking about saving money, I'm talking about investing, honey. I'm talking about having something for the future. And I'm not talking about for your nappy headed kids either. I'm talking about for you. We always think about, oh, I want to leave little Johnny and little Becky, little Martha. But what about you? You need to be living out loud, right? And stop worried about trying to save them all this stuff when you should be living right now. And I'm not saying not to save anything and not being able to be put away well when you it's your time to leave this place. But at the same time, a lot of us as women, we build, trying to make sure that at the end of the day, that when we leave, that our children are taken care of. And a lot of them are grown with kids and wives and girlfriends and stuff like that, right? So come on now, live out loud and think about yourself. You've always wanted to travel somewhere. You've always wanted to go somewhere, but you're saying, no, I'm not going to do that because I have to save this money because I don't want little Johnny to have to suffer when I leave here. Let me tell you something, honey. Little Johnny's going to suffer because that's a part of life. That's a part of his makeup. But don't you try to smite yourself so that your children can have all this great life. You owe them nothing. You raised them. You did the best that you could, and it's not up to you to try to make up. You'll never be able to make up that lost time. Spend it with them now. That's what matters. If they don't understand that, hey, I had to go to work or I had to be here with you and we be broke and homeless and living with somebody else, then it's time to have that conversation with them. I apologize that I was not here, but either I could be here with you or I could be out making the donuts so that we would have some place to stay. So that was my sacrifice. But while I'm here with you now, let's take advantage of that time, right? And if they don't understand that, then that means that maybe they don't have your best interest in their heart either. So your self-worth is connected to your social circle. So the people that you surround yourself with, those people matter. So I was talking to a woman the other day and she's like, I seem like I'm always broke. I said, okay, well, tell me about your friends. What kind of friends do you have, girl? She began to tell me about her friends, and this one is, and that one is always asking for money. And I said, whoa. You need some new friends because my friends don't ask me for money. My friends, we are building together so that we all can sit at the table and have money, right? Those are the type of friends that we need to have, women. And that's what Women in Power is about, to create community for you to come and sit at the table so that we can have these type of conversations about future planning, financial planning. And we're waiting for our husbands and our boyfriends and our loved ones, and oh, they said they have insurance and all this. You have to make sure that you have your ducks in a row, right? And the reason that I say that is because I knew a woman that her husband took care of everything. And when I mean everything, he even did the grocery shopping. He put the groceries up. He paid the bills. Was in charge of the bank account. He paid the car insurance, everything. He did everything, right? She had access to no credit cards. She had access to nothing. He would give her a stipend once a month. He would give her a stipend. And I don't want to disclose some of his. Oh, well, that was a lot. Look, when you don't have your freedom, and you don't have the wisdom and clarity of and understanding of about your own livelihood, because why in the world would you not know the passwords? Why would you not know how to pay the bills and stuff? My goodness. If he pays the bills, that's fine. But I want to know the passwords and stuff too, right? So in case I need to look at the account, because I want to look at the account. And okay, Johnny said he paid it on the first. So it should post about the third. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna check it out. Okay, that's just good wisdom. That's not, you don't sit back and wait and think about, okay, well, he said, and I believe him, and he said he paid the light bill, and then all of a sudden you sitting in the dark because you ain't even take the time to check. So women, I want to say to you, know your social circle. Those people that you're hanging around, that matters. Don't have people in your life that are not building like you are building, okay? And I want to say to you too that your career, that sometimes we get locked into these jobs and we've put in 20 years, 30 years, 15 years, 10 years, and then at the same time we are unhappy. You have to have something that is going to make you happy, that gives you that reason to get up every morning. Now, if it's your job, kudos to you. I'm so happy for you. That wasn't my case. My thing was I wanted to serve, but I wanted to serve to make sure that I was reaching the type of people that needed to be reached, right? And I couldn't do that working for or with an organization that didn't believe in me and was wearing down my self-worth. I had to leave, right? So sometimes we lock into these organizations. Make sure that this is reciprocal, that you're getting something, you're giving, and you're getting something, whether it's personal professional development, whether it's a course, whether it is a 1 day retreat. They have these retreats all the time that are like $99 or $149 for the day. You can go to and you can build up your personal professional development, get some SHRM credits, some course credits and stuff like that, just because you attended. I have one too, which is our leadership development for women of color in corporate spaces. And I love that program because it helps women to level up to get to their next steps. And then I want to say to you the advice that you take from other people. Like I just mentioned before, there are so many people out here claiming to be coaches and mentors, but they've never gone through anything. They just wanted to attach that name because they saw dollars attached to it. Yes, I get paid for my work, absolutely. And I take no I am not ashamed to say that. But at the same time, I'm giving you this information a lot of times for free because I want you to win. I want you to have a plan of action. The biggest thing that I want to do is sit down with you and devise a plan of action for you for the next 5 years. I love to do that with women. Why? Because I sat down and it did it and it worked for me, and it's helped me throughout my career and my lifetime and building my businesses, because I was trying to do it piecemeal by each part. But really, when you sit down and you think about it, where do I want to be in the next 5, 10, 25 years? I know people think about, man, we don't even know if we're going to be here, but you don't want to live your life like that either. You want to live your life like, I'm gonna be here forever. And you want to live out loud, not live silently and waiting until the day that you die. Who wants to live like that? Oh my God. So I want to say to you that you are so important, you are valued, and I want to say to you that we are so happy to bring to you our 12 plus city tour. And we include Women in Power as part of our 12 plus city tour because we travel around the world and we pour into girls and women of color. Why do we choose girls and women of color? Because I understand that your self-love, your self-value is everything. I want to not be in a relationship. I want to make sure that my money is okay. I want to make sure that if I'm in school that I'm getting the grades that I need. My relationships with people, my family and things like that, that they're on point. Now, there are times when you have to separate yourself from people so that you can grow, and that's okay. But then at the same time, you want to make sure it's healthy. So if you do choose you, but if you're doing it because you're just being mean and you don't want to be bothered with anybody and you take it out in the world and the world hates you, then I want to say to you, dear heart, then you need to do some self change. I want to encourage you to get some counseling and to seek some help because no one should live in isolation. Isolation is not the key. Also, I would say to you that your self worth kind of began in your adolescence. And when you were younger, someone probably said something to you and told you that you were not good enough. You wasn't that person that everybody wanted you to be. And you thought about it and you was like, well, I guess they're right. I guess they are right. And I want to say that they were wrong. They were very, very wrong, dear heart. Sister girl, they were wrong. You are worthy. You are valuable. And we need you because I love to connect our older women with our younger girls so that you can mentor them in a safe space. That is what Blue Pathways is all about, mentorship. We want it to be peer mentorship where you are connected with someone else and so that they can see what you've gone through so they don't encounter those things either. You know, I was talking to a young girl. She wanted to have a baby. She was like, Dr. Blue, do you know how much money I could get if I just had a baby? I wouldn't have to say to her, listen, let me tell you, let's sit down if you had a baby. Now, mind you, she was 17 years old and talking about having a baby, right? Her mom was not stable. She was in and out of foster care and she was thinking about having a baby. And I'm like, oh God. No, that cannot happen. I promise you that you are worthy. Your self-worth matters. And I want to reiterate again that you are the definition of self-worth is how you feel about yourself and how you present yourself to the world, how you give yourself self-worth. But then at the same time, your heart is broken, your heart is broken, you're still showing up on authentic, right? You're not being your true self. But if you are broken on the inside and you're saying to yourself, I need to go where the waters are troubled, or that's what they used to say in the old days, go to the where the water is troubled. That means where I can get some help. Blue Pathways, Women in Power, this masterclass, which was free to the end of the year. And then we're going to move into a space where you can come in and do some hands-on things. So my thing is, we've been offering this for free for a very long time. You've been getting some good nuggets. People have taken advantage of it. And I'm so happy to see the progress in so many people's lives. But now it's time to take it into a space and to do some hands on work together. Not saying that I will not come back and offer this Women in Power free again. I'm not saying that I won't do that, but I'm saying moving forward right now, at the end of this year, that's what we're going to do because I know that there's value in this. And I want to see our women, I want to walk with them and I want to get to know them and walk with them and see them matriculate through their lives. And as they continue to grow and flourish and transform other lives, that they will never be the same. And I want to walk that journey with them. So, and it's kind of difficult to do that out here in social media land, right? Because I meet you once and then I don't ever see you again and you may show up. But if you are near me or if I'm in a city near you in our 12 plus city tour, please feel free to join us at any of our events. You are very, very welcome. And if you're not sure how to stay connected, please join our um, our newsletter at bluepathwaysmentorshipservices.com. That is the best way to stay connected to us, okay? So it has been a pleasure today to talk to you about self-worth, and share this video or this audio with someone that you know that they need. There's a woman out there that needs this story. It may not have been exactly for you today, but there is someone out there that needs this story, right? They need to hear this to save their lives, because that's what this is about. We are about saving lives, and that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we are touching and saving lives, okay? Transforming lives every day. So again, my name is Dr. Andrea Blue. It has been a pleasure to serve you today. I look forward to seeing you on the other side of this live. Have a great day, everybody.